All right, so we're talking about why you should invest in Bitcoin. No, we're talking about electric cars and kind of the weird thing going on with it, and I have some thoughts about it because I was kind of bothered by this story. It was a while ago. That the CEO of Toyota had decided he was going to step down. He still works there, but he's not in charge of what's going on anymore because that's what the CEO's job is. And he said he's too old fashioned for the modern world of electric cars. And I was like, that's messed up because they make the best cars in the world and they make cars that don't pollute. They make the most, I mean, if you want a car that's going to be your best friend for a long time, you get a Toyota. And it made me think of this whole topic, made me think of a conversation. Like, I didn't know where to start with this. Because, like, the thing is like I could start back when like LA needed cleaner air. I could start when I lost my first vehicle to a smog check I could not afford to fix. But I'm gonna start with the conversation I had with my mom because she owns a Toyota Prius and she loves it, and I think it's cool too. I would buy it from her if she wanted to sell it, if she needs a new car or something. And it's awesome, and it is amazing. And but I explained to her because she was sitting there bragging to me, Prius is a hybrid car, right? It runs on gas and electric. It's both. And she was telling me and bragging about how much she is saving on gas. And I said, "You're not saving any money on gas. Don't be fooled." And she's like, "What do you mean? I mean, I get 60 miles to the gallon." And I'm like, "Yeah, but you're not saving any money." And she goes, "What do you mean?" And years went by. We had this argument. And then one day she calls me and she says, "I have to buy a new battery for my Prius." I said, "And this ain't the kind of battery you buy at AutoZone." And I said, "Told you, you weren't saving. Maybe you saved money, but not what you think you were saving." I mean, I think it's a fuel efficient vehicle. I think it's an excellent vehicle. I think it's awesome to have the flexibility of electricity and gas at the same time, but it's money is energy. Energy is money. You can just interchange those two words. That's kind of the point of this video. And so, yeah, so I was disturbed by that, and they make it sound like he's just like out of step with the world, and demand is going towards electric, and he just doesn't know what's going on anymore. And they kind of, I mean, he even said, "I'm old-fashioned person," right? But I think it was tongue in cheek when he said that. Like, I think he knows what's really going on, and I don't want to say too much about that, but I think he knows. But then, like, this story comes out, this one, and um they're dumping at a rental giant, a big company that does rental cars. Um, they're getting rid of these EVs because they're a mess. They cost too much. I read in the article. That's one thing, and I also think like if you are renting a car, like you're probably doing it because you flew somewhere you're unfamiliar with, you don't know the area, you need something that just gets you there where you're going. You're not worried about status or how this thing looks. You just need something that works. It's not like making a purchase decision where it's like I got to look at this thing in my driveway every day. So you're probably um, just going like to get whatever works. And if you get an electric car, when you're in a town where you don't know where the charging stations are, and you got your phone and you're trying to figure that out. I mean, think about what a nightmare that could be. So, uh, in my opinion, the whole push towards electric vehicles doesn't really help the environment. No, it doesn't. Not in the aggregate. It will help like if you are in a city like say Los Angeles and everybody drove an electric car, there wouldn't be the air pollution from that. That's true. But the battery has to get made somewhere. And the person I sort of made this video for, she made the comment about how many of these things have to blow up or something before people like kind of snap out of it. And you know, I've seen gas cars burn up more than once. I even saw one recently, and I wanted to go take my camera and take footage of it, thinking I would have a viral video, going like, "Oh, we got a Tesla," and it was a regular gas car, so I didn't even film it. The driver was fine. There was nothing to worry about there. But they got out. But yeah, the thing was sitting in an intersection just incinerated, and obviously it was some kind of electrical problem. It's not always the fault of the battery of an electric car, but you got to think, like, look at this. That's a label that you have to put. Like, if you ship a laptop, it's kind of crumpled, sorry. If you ship a laptop, you're required by the post office to put that on the laptop, so they know that this, can't be in certain things. And if something blows up, it's your fault. It's on you. So, these batteries are kind of a problem. But to me, money is just energy. So, like, you don't really save money even if you get an electric car. And how's the grid going to take this? Like, how is copper, like, if you really want to invest in, a future of electric cars, buy copper, right? You would think, but it's not, I don't know. But obviously, those two stories don't add up, right? Like, because one guy steps down from his job at the best car company in the entire world, bar none. They are the biggest manufacturer, I think, I read this morning. It was on Wikipedia, but they are also like the best, in my opinion. Like, you can't beat them in quality. If you want a car that just will work, get you, it may not be the prettiest thing, it may not get people to turn heads, but that thing will work. Um, you know, and then you have Hertz saying, well, we can't even do business with electric cars. Like, we can't do it. So, one side, the manufacturer is sort of being forced to make electric cars because of the government. And then in the rental side, they don't really have the government telling them what to make their fleet. And they're saying, because they can pretty much choose what they want, I presume. And they're saying, hey, this is bad for business. But yeah, when you make cars, the government, particularly in America, will tell you, and I would say the EU as well, will tell you what kind of cars you're allowed to sell in your country. So their country or whatever. So yeah, it's kind of a mess, and I think that like we're gonna have a world where like you're gonna see areas of the world, even parts of the U.S., where they say we don't care about this stuff, and they'll defy even the federal government, which they'll be able to do because if they can do that with weed, they can do that with cars. So, and then you'll have countries like China or parts of the Middle East where they won't, I was even in the chat of somebody who was live streaming doing AMA in Russia, and I asked him, what's going on with the electric cars there? I was curious, and he said nothing. They didn't say nothing. He said nothing is happening. They're not doing that. So I believe him, and I think that when it comes to electric cars, they're kind of overblown and need to like I think it'll be a little bit of a gimmick. Like the government's going to have a little trouble with this. It's political. Okay. I don't want to go there, but we all know how the two sides think about this topic. So I don't need to elaborate on that. But I do find it interesting that, that was like really got my attention this morning when I saw that particular YouTuber, and she knows who she is, and don't type it. Don't. I know what you're going to type. Stop it. Um, don't do it, dude. I don't need that triggering. But yeah, the thing is that she is right to post this because you know, uh, why is Hertz dumping these vehicles if they're so great? You know, around here where I live, the charging stations get vandalized. So that's how people around here think about it. I don't support that at all. I don't. But that's how the locals feel about it. So anyway, as far as EV goes, EV vehicles, it's a long way till I'll get one. No, I will stick with gas till like a long time till they prove themselves, and there can be affordable and shit. But yeah, that's it.